Hey guys, I'm sitting here getting some rods rigged up for Smith Lake, some spinning rods for the first time, putting some line on, and I've got a Bridgeford tip of the month for you based on putting line on your spinning reels. And a couple of things I want to point out. First, if you have spools of line that have, say, 30, 40 yards on it, but are not enough to fully spool up a reel, do not throw that out. Use that as your backing for your reel. You know, the majority of line that you use is just the front 150 feet or so. But to do it, to spool up a full reel, you're talking about 100 yards of line probably. So the back 50 yards doesn't need to be changed. You can use that same line from year to year to year because all you're really doing is creating a backer. So don't throw out line that you think is not usable anymore, because really it is still good as a backing on your reels. Once you get low or you get to the point where you're starting to approach where your connecting knot is, at that point re-spool your front line. So like in this case, I just spooled up some 10-pound test on this spinning reel, and it's just old 10-pound test that I don't need, I don't use anymore. I think I had about 40 or 50 yards. It's 100% Berkeley fluorocarbon, so it's not enough to put on a full spool. So I'm using that as my backing on this reel. And then I just tied a knot and connected some 6-pound test, 100% Berkeley fluorocarbon to it. And at that point now, I'm putting on an additional 50, 60, or yeah, roughly 50 or 60 yards of line. And that's what I'll use throughout the year. When I start getting close to that backing, I'll go ahead and put new line on again. But I'm not wasting a ton of line by doing that. So that's tip number one. Use backing. All your reels should have backing, because all you're doing is wasting line, and you're spending more money if you're spooling up both baitcasters and spinning reels with brand new line. There's no reason to do that. The second is with spinning reels. People always talk about getting line twists when they're putting line on. Well, in this case, I'll show you. I've got my 10-pound test. I've got my spool upright, right? So all you want to do is when you connect it, a lot of times each manufacturer is different. In one case, if the spool is on one side, it'll go on right, but if it's on the other side, it'll twist your line. And you don't always know which manufacturer, which way the spool should be. So tie it to your, connecting to your backing, do a couple of reel turns, put it on, check your line. In this case, it looks good. I got no twist. I don't know if you can see that. I've got no twist. If I go ahead and turn that spool over, which I just did, and I take about 3 or 4 spins of the reel and go and look, I've got a lot of line twist now. So what I want to do is turn my spool back over and go ahead and continue to put on my line. So with spinning reels, you'll have one certain spot where, or one side of the spool that will go on your spinning reel correctly, and one side of the spool, if you turn it the other way, that'll create line twists. So if you are getting line twists, all you got to do is turn your spool over. So it's that simple, guys. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. So this was your Bridgeford tip of the month. I hope it helps you. It's pretty simple. I'm going to get back to spooling line. See ya.